complex simplicity. Silent tundra. Veritas lux mea. Eternal verity. A wish answered. Seeker's devotion. Baizhi is a researcher in remnant echoacoustics. Baizhi's once unfulfilled wish has now manifested as her loyal companion. The remnant creature Yutan is her source of healing powers and a lifelong research focus. Principle of simplicity. When mentioning Baizhi, her colleagues in the academy would often remark that she seemed cold and difficult to approach. Despite working in the same department, she was rarely seen engaging in casual conversation or joining in on shared frustrations or moments of levity. Instead, they would find her calmly and methodically analyzing data, seemingly lost in her own world of processing logic. She exuded a cool and collected aura, making it difficult for others to connect with her on a personal level. Baizhi's presence brings a quiet stillness, isolating her from the bustling crowd. This reflects her laser focus and self-discipline in her research. Baizhi's schedule is meticulously planned. Mondays and Wednesdays are reserved for monitoring the artificial sonorosphere. Fridays are dedicated to analyzing remnant frequency bands, and the rest of her time is spent on field research, observing remnant biology, and integrating cases. She adjusts her plan as needed, moving forward with precision and purpose. Baizhi remains composed and self-sufficient, unfazed by unfinished work or challenging problems. She diligently studies until she grasps them with ease. This sense of calm makes it hard for others to approach her. With a cold expression and a distant tone, she unintentionally creates a feeling of distance. People can't help but imagine themselves being pushed away. Your report for the previous week was not submitted before its designated deadline. Yes, the original echo samples were contaminated. I had to... I'm sorry. No, I'm deeply sorry for my negligence. I'll make up for... Seeing Baizhi approaching closer and closer, the reporting researcher nervously clutched his clothes and subconsciously bowed his head even lower. But the next moment, a processed sample slice was handed to him. I presume samples from a fish in Junrock would suffice. But that's your work! You may complete your report before the stasis evolution. Having anticipated this potential scenario, I have allocated adequate time to mitigate any deviation. Please inform me ahead of time should any analogous scenarios occur in the future. You were trembling intensively just now. May I suggest increasing the ambient temperature? Her pair of emerald eyes finally revealed a pure and unconcealed sense of confusion. The researcher was stunned, and then suddenly remembered the other half of the sentence about Baizhi that the other colleagues had added. She seems cold and difficult to approach, but that's just how she seems to be. The sphere and the device. A small sphere began to roll, then fell down a curve, and the end of the lever tilted upwards, showcasing the transmission of force. 11-year-old Baizhi observed the sphere as it once again stopped at its predetermined spot. She concluded that no matter how complex it may appear, the sphere would always roll uncontrollably to its destined end according to the device's design. This brought to mind a theoretical hypothesis from a recent book. Throughout history, human civilizations have failed to break through the bottleneck of this apparatus and inevitably meet their downfall. No exception. If the results are always consistent, then isn't everything that has ever happened only a predictable repetition? Is there truly a meaning to it all? Baizhi was consumed by this question, and her parents shared her concern for a different reason. While her passion for knowledge was admirable, Baizhi's obsession with theoretical concepts had distanced her from reality. She spent hours poring over esoteric texts and conducting simulations instead of enjoying life or making friends. Some days later, Baizhi received an invitation to the Huashu Academy's scientific expedition base. That afternoon, she saw a device larger and more intricate than any before. Components symbolizing different variables, intricately connected like a complex organic system. Yet, despite its grandeur, the device was still incomplete and too uncertain to become her sphere in what she was planning to achieve. With pensive eyes, Baizhi examined each part and formed hypotheses on how it functioned. How do you like it? Our team plans to finish building this someday. The group's leader, who triumphantly returned from one of many grueling scientific expeditions he led, smiled warmly at Baizhi. Right there. If designed in such a way, the remaining energy will not be adequate to support the further distances, thus the information cannot be transmitted. Ah, so you've spotted its problem already. The director was right about you. You really are talented. What say you? Do you want to join us? Any rolling sphere will only end up in one way, to ultimately stop at a certain location. But I fail to see where your design will end up in. I would say it will be a place unknown now, but can be made known one day. I agree there must be an endpoint. As to where it should end up, well, maybe you can join us to find the answer. Together. As he finished speaking, the half-open door suddenly burst open, revealing the rest of the team who had been hiding behind it. They stumbled into the room, their faces a mix of embarrassment and eagerness for Baizhi's response to join their mission. At that moment, Baizhi thought she heard a faint crackling sound of a sphere being placed into its starting point. A close encounter. In her 4th year on the scientific expedition, Baizhi encountered that piece of remnant band for the first time. During that time, Baizhi's passion for research was at its peak. No longer isolated in her studies, she delved into every aspect of civilization with the rest of the scientific expedition team. As she ventured out into the frigid environment, she came to realize that true cold cannot be defined by a simple temperature reading of -25°C. It was more accurately painted by endless blankets of white snow, the shivers that still crept through insulated gear, and the desperate knocking of frozen instruments. This theory was merely a skeleton, in need of real feelings and experiences for true understanding. Baizhi dutifully accompanied her team to other sites, not just ordinary ruins, but surreal places filled with remnant energy, pure and complete information that remained elusive and intangible. Despite their advanced technology, they could not capture or analyze this powerful force. Baizhi's 9th Sonorosphere expedition revealed a breakthrough. The buildings within were neither distorted nor a reflection of reality. Their material remained unknown. From above, light flowed through a hole in the dome, casting a soft pearl shimmer upon them. Baizhi and her team's arrival seemed to have triggered a mechanism. The geometrical buildings, originally suspended, began to change in their arrangement rapidly, forming unique images of symbols and numbers. Baizhi was unable to decipher the purpose of the Sonorosphere, or determine if she was witnessing a glimpse of the past, present, or an unknown future. But there was no time for wonder, as her research instincts kicked in, pushing her to record every detail. This could be a breakthrough for a new theory. The survey instruments displayed live fluctuation of frequencies. Baizhi cut off all distractions and focused on the displays. Her accumulated theories and feelings all came in handy for this exact moment. The shorter the distance, the lower the energy consumption. 2 points form a straight line, which leads to the source. Just like constructing a device channel, Baizhi selected the 2 ends of the extension, connected them into a line, and picked up the sampling device toward the center of the gathering. The surging light responded to Baizhi's actions, condensing into a ball of pure white light. The remnant band was thus captured and manifested, full but like an empty shell, pure and free of impurities. Little did Baizhi know back then, it would forever stay with her and shape her lifelong research. Infinitely close to zero. To Baizhi, making a wish was a perplexing action. Knowing the wishes are unlikely to come true, what is the point of making them? This action does not even have a clear object. Once you make a wish, will it be answered? Who will answer it? Faced with Baizhi's sincere questions, her teammates were once again left speechless. Fortunately, after knowing her for 1,000 days, they understood her seriousness and indirect tone as a means of seeking the truth and avoiding inconsistencies when judging or stating things. Though Baizhi never made a wish herself, she always stood beside her teammates as they made wishes on candlelights, shooting stars, or anything else. Though confused, she still tried to understand them and be there for them, like what they did for her. Please, I hope we can completely unravel the mysteries of remnant creatures. It can be done, but unlikely within our generation. It's true, yet disheartening nonetheless. No need to overthink it. Making wishes and reality are 2 different things. Anyway, you'll understand when you have one. In the dead silence of the icy field, that fateful day arrived. The world collapsed without warning, as it often does. Vivid figures were dismantled by tacit discords, and eyes that once spoke of the future grew cold. Baizhi felt her pulse weaken and her thoughts spiral out of control. Why was this happening? So much had been lost in the search for Sonorospheres. This couldn't be how it ends. She couldn't imagine a future without them. Please, I hope they can wake up again. She finally made a wish of her own, but she didn't know who could grant it. As the sonorosphere collapsed, Tacit discords swarmed towards her. A tumultuous mix of emotions churned inside her, unable to stop her burning desire for everyone to wake up and return to her. She longed for them to open their eyes like they used to. At that moment, a Tacit mark appeared on her body, and a remnant creature resembling an epiphyllum appeared before her as if responding to her wish. Nowadays, Baizhi still doesn't make wishes. Wishes are not facts. She focuses on the tangible and what she can control instead. As for the sole wish she has ever made, it was like a number infinitely close to zero, a longing buried deep inside her. It seems unattainable, yet it never fades away. The end point. Everything that happened under the glacier is already in the past. As the only survivor, Baizhi never mentions it on her own accord. Despite attempts by nosy individuals to uncover her secrets, nothing was revealed. There was no shady secret that could not be revealed. Everyone did their best. The public could not assign blame, and even the most diligent researchers understood the inherent risks in scientific expeditions. They pushed themselves to the limit, sacrificing their bodies to discover the truth, while also recognizing death as a possible outcome. Baizhi's silence is rather more of her not knowing how to convey her thoughts. Reflecting on the past is futile. Baizhi prioritized her time on crucial tasks, unique to her as the only survivor. Soon after joining the academy, Baizhi was seen rushing between various labs in the branch of remnant echoacoustics, making countless innovations in the fields of waveband analysis, applied echo studies, and simulated sonorospheres. She proposed that remnant creatures are energy bodies derived from empty shells. They may be able to resonate with humans and be formed in a form beyond the band. By mastering the principle, humans may be able to develop artificial sonorospheres and more remnant creatures. These hypotheses shocked the academic community, but the remnant creature that returned from a sonorosphere with her perfectly proved her point. She dubbed the remnant creature Yutan after the Udumbar, a mystical flower sometimes associated with the epiphyllum. This night-blooming flower, like the elusive Dharma and ultimate truth, vanishes quickly after a brief blossom. Despite years of searching, researchers have only found glimpses of what they seek, a concept no more tangible than the ephemeral epiphyllum blossom. Perhaps the name was a tribute to her lost comrades, or a constant reminder to keep pushing forward in her quest. So many answers await, and Baizhi knows she must find them all. But she doesn't rush, for the destination lies ahead. She takes each step with patience as she journeys on before time runs out. And this is not a lonely journey, for Baizhi has found a partner along the way, someone who shares her path and purpose. On the outskirts of Huanglong, Baizhi met the honored guest for the first time. Though she did not know where they came from, the moment Baizhi witnessed them absorbing the sound of an echo, that tiny crackling of a sphere rang in her ears again. Look, she thought, the unknown now, but could be made known endpoint. It is within humans' reach indeed. Simplistic rings. Baizhi's been preserving this pair of rings from her time at Huashu Academy. They are identical in shape and style, with only slight differences in wear. Their origins are a mystery. Some say they're a memento from a deceased family member. Others claim they are some kind of remnant technology device that Baizhi and her team created to strengthen her bond with Yutan. Though no one really knows why Baizhi cherishes these seemingly modest rings so much, and she has never cared to explain, only Baizhi understands their true significance. To her, they are the embodiment of her past team's efforts and a poignant reminder of her teammates and mentors who sacrificed themselves deep in the icebound plane. These rings represent the teachings and expectations they held for her, driving her to carry on their will and continue the research in remnant echoacoustics. Miniature Yutan. Baizhi meticulously studied the behavioral patterns of Yutan and recorded detailed data. But many mysteries still surround this remnant creature. What is its composition? How did it come into existence? And are there other similar creatures to be found? Inspired by her colleagues' words, Baizhi embarked on a modeling project to recreate Yutan. The result is a complex model consisting of 205 components. It's said that Baizhi can assemble it flawlessly, even with her eyes closed, While not as intricate as the real Yutan, this model serves as a deconstruction and ambitious attempt to replicate the creature from frequencies to a physical form. Medal of Honor. Huanglong officials presented this Medal of Honor to the entire team for their contribution to the field of remnant ecoacoustics and for their courageous research spirit. As the only survivor of the team, Baizhi received the medal on their behalf and has kept it ever since. It is a remembrance and an honor. There are still many uncharted territories in the field of science, waiting for explorers like them to enter and make their voices heard. Humans will respond positively to their voices, which is the meaning of their research on remnant energy.
Forte Examination Report. Residence Ability, Healing Yutan. Residence Evaluation Report, Evaluation Basis, Residence Assessment 2190-G. Resident Baizhi experienced her awakening 4 years ago after being exposed to a strong remnant energy source 1 year prior. This exposure caused the activation of corresponding remnant frequencies within her. According to Baizhi's accounts, she experienced a strong urge to revive a teammate during her awakening. As a result, the aforementioned frequencies manifested as a remnant creature that now serves as her companion. Resident Baizhi's task mark is located on the anterior side of her right thigh. No significant physical alterations after awakening have been observed. However, when exerting her Forte, the task mark emits a faint white glow with the advent of the above remnant creature. The creature is translucent white in color and resembles the petals of epiphyllum. It is unable to vocalize in human language, but can communicate with Baizhi through telepathy. Resident Baizhi cannot directly utilize her Forte, but she can leverage the extremely low temperature and her remnant creature's healing abilities to treat injuries in her vicinity. Resident Baizhi's resonant spectrum pattern does not resemble any known frequencies. However, it shows a certain level of similarity with the fluctuations of remnant energy and possesses a strong sync-need response with Yutan, her remnant creature. Despite these connections, the cause of Baizhi's awakening remains unclear without adequate theoretical evidence. Analysis test samples reveal a non-conventional bell curve with a gradual increase followed by a steep rise in its middle section. Resident Baizhi is thus classified as a mutant resident with a dormant period. Overclock Diagnostic Report. The waveform graph of Baizhi illustrates an elliptical fluctuation with a stable time domain. No abnormal parameters are observed in the test sample. Resonant criticality, high. Resonant Baizhi's frequency displays high stability with currently no risk of overclocking. Baizhi has no documented history of overclocking, which reduces the necessity for counseling. Due to the strong bond between Baizhi and her remnant creature, regular examinations on the remnant creature status are recommended to mitigate any potential latent risks.